Neil, many congratulations. Another huge win, another brilliant performance in the final there. You must be delighted.
Yeah, over the moon. I didn't really expect too much coming here with, coming out of isolation, 4 or 5 days before the event. And I sort of just didn't play my best snooker in getting to the final. I just was playing really well in the big moments and, really sort of had a lot of hard-fought wins, but the way I came out and played today, was my best snooker, especially going 5-3 up. And Barry showed tremendous character to come back to close at the 5-3. And then again, I go 7-3. He comes back, plays great for 7-5. And then, I found something once again to push on and to close it out well in the end.
Yeah, although he pegged you back those couple of times, how crucial was that 3-frame burst to go 5-1 up with the 3 centuries in a row? You seem to kind of keep him at arm's length at least after that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that gave me a good sort of buffer where, it gives you time to recover from maybe a couple of frames where you get a poor run of the ball or your opponent plays really well. And it's important to just stay calm in those moments because, things do turn around. You just got to be positive, be calm. At 7-5, I noticed maybe I was just a little bit too lacking a little bit of urgency, and so I sort of try to be a bit more sort of positive and be a bit quicker out of my seat when he was playing safety and try to just keep the shots ticking over, and I was able to find really good rhythm there at the end.
Yeah, and a word on Barry. It's a couple of big wins that you've had over him in finals recently, but he seems to be finding that kind of relentless level of consistency that he's had over many years. He seems to be getting that back again now, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I feel as though he played. I feel as though he played much better in this final than he did in the Masters. The only problem was that I had some really good moments in the match as well where I played my best snooker, especially like the 3 centuries in a row to go 5-1. Is a fantastic kind of lead to have, even though you're only halfway there. So I feel as though if I didn't play as well as that, then Barry, probably could have made it much closer and possibly even won the match.
And that is your 22nd ranking event win. It draws you level with Judd Trump. And I suppose, do you think maybe over the next few years to come, you two maybe will be going kind of back and forth in a little sort of battle to try and get ahead in that sort of particular stat?
Yeah, maybe. But he's a lot younger than me and doesn't have a family kind of sort of keeping him home the same way as I do. So he can play in a bit more tournaments. And I choose to kind of, like I said before, pick and choose them. Don't play in absolutely everything, because I don't really want to get burnt out where I get kind of fed up with the game. And so I think that's why I've had these really good results, is because I've been able to pick and choose and prepare well for every tournament. So I'm never going to sort of go back to playing in, week out, because eventually I'll get fed up of, if I go 4 or 5 weeks without watching Alexander play football, that kind of really gets to you, and being with Penelope and Miller as well. So strike the right balance, and I seem to be winning more because of that as well.
But how do you reflect on that sort of stat overall? I think you're joint 6th in the all-time list for ranking events, and in an era where it is so tough to win, that is a great achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And then you add in the couple of Masters, couple of champions in there as well, and some really, really big titles, and makes me really proud to be part of this era. Where John Higgins says that this is the hardest era that there's ever been in snooker, where you got the class of '92, and then you got like myself, Selby, Judd, Murphy, and you got all the young Chinese players coming through as well, like Bing Tao and Xing Tong. So it's got an unbelievable mix to the tour with experience and freshness to kind of keep everyone on their toes. And I think that John, Ronnie and Mark are really enjoying that challenge as well.
And this is becoming a great event, isn't it, the Players' Championship? But it was one that had eluded you to this point, so I suppose it's nice to tick off another trophy in terms of that list.
Yeah, I don't really sort of think about which tournaments I've won or not, but I did notice, I saw earlier in the week that I had lost in the final of this a couple of times, and it's nice to win it. It's sort of like a Masters tournament really, where the Masters is top 16 over 2 years, but this is like harder to get into away because it's like top 16 in the 1 year list, and there's some tremendous players who haven't been here this week, so it's rewarding the most informed players. So every match someone's going to be full of confidence when you play them.
And we've said this a couple of times this week, but this is very much the business end of the season now, and this must give you huge confidence going into the next kind of couple of months ahead.
Yeah, it does. It it means that no matter what when I end the season, it's been just an incredible season, like absolutely amazing. So in that sense, that you know, when I play in the tournaments for the rest of the season, I've got nothing to kind of to prove, to try and win. You know, the winning streak of tournaments since 2006, you know, continued when I won the Masters. So that kind of little pressure was off there. So yeah, I've you know, obviously have events that, you know, if I lose, I'll be disappointed. But you know, I have to be realistic. There's a lot of amazing players out there, and you can't win everything.
Well, enjoy the win tonight. Congratulations.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.